Welcome. We are studying lesson number 1 from Unit 6, Data Distributions. Lesson 1 titled Data and Statistical Questions. And this is math course for grade 6, and this is first term. Let's get started. Learn number 1. Statistical and non-statistical questions. First, the idea. The idea is, what is the meaning of statistical? A statistical question does mean collecting data. That's mean collecting data. How you collect data? Like what? Like any question, your friends, best subject. Okay. Like what? Like math, or science, or language, and other subject. Okay. Now, to answer this question, you need to go to every student of your friends and ask them about their favorite subject. Right? Now you are collecting data. So you are doing some statistical. Okay. That's mean of statistical. But we have question with two kind. Maybe first kind, statistical or non-statistical. Now, any question maybe two. First one, statistical. Second type, non-statistical. Oh, now, of course, there is some difference between these two types of question. Okay? Now, how can I differ between these two types? I will start with this non-statistical. Like what? Like this question. How old are you? Okay? The answer would be a certain number, like 12 years old. Right? If the question has a certain answer or response or answer or exact answer, just like number or just word, we can define it as non-statistical question. The other side, if you have question like what? How old are student in your school? How old are the student in your school? Of course, there is no certain answer because every student has different age. Right? That's right. That to answer this question, you need to go to everyone or every student and ask them individually about their age. What's your age, buddy? 12. And you 10. And you 13. And you 12. And you 13. And so on. Now, what you are doing here, you are doing some statistical operation. You are collecting data. You are what? You are collecting data from your students or from your friends. Okay? Okay. Now, if the answer of your question like that, this question will be statistical question. But if this question answer like 12 years old, then it's non-statistical question. Okay? Okay, now read with me. Statistical question is a question can be answered by collecting data, and the anticipates variability in those data should have different answer. So the statistical answer have different answer like that one. Okay, but non-statistical has what? Has an exact answer. Just one answer like this one. Now, two example. How old are you? Maybe as 12 or 13 or 10 or whatever. It's non-statistical. How old are students in your school? It's statistical. There is no exact answer. And we have an first example to check our understanding. Let's go. Example number 1. Identify which questions are statistical or non-statistical. Just write statistical or non-statistical. And why, of course. Point A. What time did the student in your class get up this morning? Ask yourself one question. The students in the morning get up in the same time? No. Of course, that means you need to ask every student about the time he get up this morning. Now, the answer here will be statistical. Why you need to answer everyone about the time. Of course, it's different from one to other. Okay, now I need to collect data from them. Now this question is a statistical question. B. How many students are in your class? It's exact answer, right? How many students? It's constant, like 10 or 20 students or 25 students and so on. Now I can decide that this question is non-statistical. You don't have to collect data, right? C. How many brothers does Mina have? Mina have one brother or two or three. It's constant data. Okay? Just if you ask Mina about his brothers, he will respond to you maybe 2 or 3 or 4 and so on. Now it's non-statistical question. Okay, just a number. Okay. D. What are the students' favorite colors in your class? Oh, here you need to ask every student about his favorite colors, right? Now you need to collect data. That means this question is a statistical question. Okay? E. How tall was Sandy in the previous year? Sandy has a certain tall previous year. Just ask her. Okay, now it's non-statistical. Okay, last point. How many books do the students in your class read per year? What the students, all students, so you need to ask everyone about what? About the number of books he read per day, per year. So it's a statistical question. We can define that or figure out that statistical questions need to ask more than one person about data. That means you need to collect data from persons. You need to collect data here. You need to collect data. Every time you need to collect data, it's a statistical question. Here we collect data, statistical. Here we collect data, statistical. Here we collect data, statistical. Here, how many students are in your class? Just a number, like 20. It's none. How many brothers? Just maybe 2. It's non-statistical. Okay, here. How tall was Sandy? Maybe 160 centimeter. It is non-statistical. That means any question, quickly, if you need to collect data first before answer, of course, it's a statistical question, right? If you need to find the exact answer, that means it's non-statistical. Question. I think the idea is clear now. Let's go. Note. The various form of the statistical question affect the amount and shape of collecting data. What do we mean? Now, we have a statistical question, right? Okay. But the question now, how to answer a question like this? How to answer a statistical question? Of course, you will need to do something like that. What is this? Dot plot and daily chart. We studied these charts the grade 3 and grade 4 and grade 5, right? We have 2 questions here. First one and second one. Note with me. First question, do students in your class have siblings? Okay. Maybe yes or no. But you need to ask everyone if he has sister and brothers or no, right? Okay, here, how many siblings do students in your class have? This one, different from the first one. Why? Because here, he need to find the number of siblings every student have. Also, you need to ask everyone. But about what? About the number of siblings each one has. Okay? And then make a data chart. Okay, so for the first question, he used this daily chart. As he asks the first one, do you have siblings? Yes. He put daily here. Another one, do you have? No, here. Another one, yes, here. Another one, yes, here. And so on. Until to reach the last student. Now I have the number of students have siblings and the number of students haven't or don't have siblings. And this is the answer for the first question. But for the second question, I need to find how many siblings they have. Okay? Okay. We use dot plot. As you see, line number, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These numbers indicated to what number of siblings. May you haven't any siblings, 0. May another one have just one sibling, or 2, or 3, or 4, and so on. Okay? Okay. Now, I will ask the first one. How many siblings do you have? Maybe 2. But first 2 here, but the first point. The another one. How many siblings do you have? 3. But dot here. Third one. How many siblings do you have? 3. But dot here. Now, how many students have 3 siblings? It's 2 students. Because every dot changes to what? Student. Just one student. How many students haven't any siblings? We have 3 students don't have any siblings. Okay? How many students have 6 siblings? Just one student. And so on. So, the idea is, according to the question, but it's a statistical question, I will decide the way I will answer this question. As this daily chart, or dot plot, or maybe what? Maybe bar graph. You remember? Of course, yes. And so on. As he asked, as I can figure out the suitable way to answer this statistical question. Go to next. Check our understanding. We have question. Identify which question are statistical and not statistical. Okay. How tall are the students in your class? Is all students the same tall? Of course not. So I need to ask everyone about his tall, right? It's statistical. I need to collect data. Right? Okay. Here. What was the high temperature in Cairo? High temperature in Cairo, it's exact number. Right? I don't need to collect data. It's non-statistical. Maybe 36. Yes. Third, what colors hat is Marvina wearing? Marvina wearing a hat with what color? Maybe white, black, blue, and so on. So it's exact answer. So non-statistical. We don't need to collect data. Fourth, how many siblings do students in your class have? Every student has a different number of siblings. So I will ask everyone about the number of his siblings. Now I need to collect data. It's statistical question. And that's it. Next, layer number 2. Types of a statistical question. First, we know about what a statistical is. Then we can define if this question is statistical or not. Now, about the statistical question, we have 2 types. The first one is numerical data. And the other one is categorical. Okay, categorical data. What is the difference between numerical data and categorical data? Numerical, it's From its name, just number. The answer are numbers. But categorical, the answer may be color or favorite sport or subject and so on. It's words. Okay, now numerical data, it's just number form. For example, height, weight, age, number of book, etc. But categorical data is collected descriptive data form. Like what? Like color, favorite sport, etc. We have example here to understand. Now I will determine if the result from each question will give you numerical data or categorical data. A. How many pets do the student in your class have? Okay, how many? Any answer of how many will be number, right? So the answer will be number. It's numerical. It's numerical data, right? How many bits? Maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 10, and so on. B. What color hair do students in your class have? Color. Of course, it's categorical. It's categorical data because it's color. C. What types of fruit do students in your class like best? What fruit? Categorical data. Fourth, how many siblings? How many siblings do the students in your class have? Siblings, it's just number. It's numerical. It's numerical data. Last point, how many apps do the student in your class have on their phone? How many apps on your phone? Maybe 2 app, 5 app, 10 app, and so on. It's numerical data. It's numerical data. I think the idea clear now. Go to next. Your understanding. Determine whether the result from each question will give you numerical data or categorical data. How many books did the student in your class read last month? Last month, how many books? It's number, so it's numerical. It's easy. P. What types of subject? What types of subject do students in your class like best? Math, science, and so on. It's categorical. It's not number. Categorical data. C. How many pen do the students in your class have? How many pen? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's numerical data. Now we finished the second part. Go to next. The last topic we have this video is to remember two things: dot plot and paragraph. We studied before the dot plot. Dot plot like this shape. Okay, we have number line 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these numbers are number of books, and we have some title: books read last month. Books read last month. What's the content of this dot plot? We have title. Where is title? This is called title. Books read last month. Books read last month. And show numerical data. Not with me. When you have numerical data, use what? Use dot plot. Use dot plot. Now, each individual data is represented by a dot. What does this mean? That means this dot represent what? Individual data. That means this dot, just one student reads 6 books and another one reads 6 books. That means how many students read 2 books last month? We have 6 students. Okay? Okay. Now, 4. The number line is labeled with the unit used to measure the data. What is the unit here? Number of box. Number of box. Okay? Okay. Yes. From this graph, I can find out some data. How many books did you read last month? Okay? Now, the number of students that were surveyed is 20. The number of dots. Now, I can answer from this data information like the total number of students. I can count these dots or these dots. You find it 20. So there is 20 students surveyed in this statistical data. Okay. Another data. Number of students read 2 books is 4. Why 2 books here and 1, 2, 3, 4? So 4 students read 2 books, right? Another one. Number of students did not read any book. Any book. That means 0 book. 0 book. How many one? How many students? 2 students. 2 students didn't read any book. Okay. Last point. Number of students read 3 books or more. From 3 books, from here and more, maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. Just call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That will be 11. More than 3 books. Okay, from 3 and more. I will count this part of dots. Okay, now this is dot plot. Go to what? Go to bar graph. Favorite color. 2 axes. We have horizontal axis here and vertical axis here. Okay, label for each axis. This axis favorite color and the vertical number of students. Okay, show categorical data. We know that about dot plot show what? Show numerical data, right? But bar graph show what? Categorical data. Okay, it's numbers, it's like colors and other thing. Okay. Next one, bars represent data. Bars represent data. Okay, how many students like yellow? From here I can go, we find 6 students and so on. So bars represent data. Each bar represent one category or one value. Equal gaps between bars. You see, he left here 2 bar, 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 and so on. It just be equal. Okay, bars can be rearranged. What does this mean? That means I can put yellow here and red here. Okay, I can get green here and blue instead of it, and so on. It's okay, the same. Okay. Now, first data I can see here. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite color? First question. The number of students that were surveyed. How many one? Here we have red 5. Here we have 3. And blue 2. And yellow 6. 6 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 equals 16. So, the students surveyed here, 16 students. Question number 2. Number of students who prefer red color. Red color here, we have 5 students. Third, number of students who don't prefer green. Green, don't prefer it. So, blue and yellow and red. 5 plus 2 plus 6. Don't like green. So, delete green and add the other colors. Okay. Last point, yellow is the most preferred color in the survey. Why? Because he has 6 students. It's the greater one, the greatest one. Okay, now we reach the end of this lesson explanation. Okay, next video we will have some exercises on what is statistical and non-statistical, of course numerical and categorical data. I wish you good time and thank you.